Hi, Steve Riley. Welcome to this episode of Great Practice, Great Life. And we have a fantastic guest for you, attorney Chris Murphy, adjunct practice advisor, all around troublemaker, and good friend. Chris, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me. I think your introduction's right on point. All around troublemaker is my new moniker.
All around troublemaker, chief troublemaker. You and Robert Rose, your job title will be chief troublemaker. No, seriously, you have built a fantastic practice. We've been trying to get you on the show for like a year, and I think you finally graciously agreed to be on the show. I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity today, so thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor. You've got a great crew that's come through this podcast. I listen to almost all of them, and I just really enjoy it. So thank you. I'm honored.
Oh, it's great to have you here, my friend. So I want to talk to you about a bunch of things. One of the primary issues that you're going to talk about today is really your methodology for getting better cases and better clients. But before we do that, I want to give some background about you. So talk about your practice briefly so people can have a context. Where you practice? What is your practice about? Uh, what type of cases are your favorite cases? So let's kind of give everybody an introduction to you.
Sure. So if the accent didn't give it away, we're based in Boston, just outside in a lovely city called Everett. We have another office up on the North Shore of Massachusetts, near where the Salem witches are. And it's great. But our practice is very nichey. Our wheelhouse is wrongful death or a catastrophic injury. And it's really only in a couple subject areas. So it's transportation, can be a car crash, pedestrian versus motor vehicle, a tractor trailer, or it's typically in a premises liability setting. So an injury in a big box store, in someone's residence, on land. That's the areas that we play in, with a small little wrinkle for toxic torts. We have a partner outside of our firm for asbestos and mesothelioma cases. But that's all we do, and that's what we love to do.
If you're coaching me through it and I say, hey, I want to upgrade my cases, I want to upgrade my clients because my why is I think I'll make more money, less volume of cases, and better not net profitability, better clientele, I would imagine. Is that a fair?
That's exactly fair. And I think that's where most people start. You've been playing the game for a while, you've been paying the bills or maybe making some money, but something's not right. Maybe you're working too much for too little return. Maybe you need to scale up and you're nervous about that. Maybe you're working yourself to the bone and your family life is suffering. There's a lot of reasons why people come, and there are a lot of people that are very successful and balanced that just want to jump again. And so for any of those reasons, the first step and the easiest thing to do is, let's look at what you have. What clients do you have? What cases do you have? What practice areas do you have? And then from those, it's really thinking a little bit about what you'd like your practice to look like. Maybe there's some practice areas that you don't find joy in, or that don't give you the return on the investment of your time and effort. So you may want to cut some and keep some. You may find certain type of clients you align with more, or more often than not, you find a type of client that you just hate. And I can't work with these people. They're driving me crazy. I got to get them out of my life. So that's one of the ways to pivot. And hopefully what you truly find is the trifecta of, this is lucrative work. It puts money in the coffers of my firm so everyone on my team can grow and be great. It is work that we find rewarding, we can truly shine at, and we are giving the client a huge benefit with our time and services. And lastly, we just love it. We just love it. I want to jump out of bed every day and get to work. That's what we're playing for. Not, oh my gosh, I got to go draft documents today all day and I just want to cry. And by the way, the guy's retainers in the red.
So what would be the recommendations that you would tell people to do along the way as they upgrade their clients? What would be some of the things that you say, here's some suggestions I have from a guy who's done it and coached others? What are some of the to-dos?
There's a couple. If you're a true solo, you need to recruit someone to be with you. I was very fortunate. We started making changes. I had a great business partner, and we held each other accountable. We sat down, and again, larger firm, what I'm getting at is you have to have some alignment, right? You have to have someone agree with you. We're going to make these changes and we're going to stick to it. We're not going to waver. We will be strong. We're either going to close up shop, lock the door, and leave, or it's going to be a great success. So have someone with you who can hold you accountable would be my first step. The second one, like any leader or team member, you got to make sure that's where everybody wants to go, or the right people in your life want to go. I can't say on my own that I want to go be, a trial lawyer and do litigation after litigation. I'm gonna jump into litigation this month, next month, without really talking to my wife and my kids, because that time commitment and that sacrifice affects them. So just like in your family, you got to check in with people. In your office, you have to check in. And we thankfully did a good job as we started chopping off arms of our practice. We talked to the team and there was the same deal. Well, wait, how are we going to make money? We make money on those cases. Little did they realize they're pulling out their hair and smoke's coming out their ears because they're the wrong cases. But you have to get buy-in and accountability would be my biggest piece of advice for anybody.
Got it. Anything else that would be an important to do as you upgrade?
Yeah. Make sure you have a good idea to start. And what I mean by that is this. I've seen plenty of people identify cases they think are a fast buck, right? Well, so let me clarify it a little bit. What I mean is I sort of outlined in the beginning a couple things to identify the cases. Is it actually lucrative, right? And lucrative can be funny, meaning is there a good return on the investment, the amount of time, money, and effort we're putting in? Is it worth it to us? And does it have potential to really be worth it to us? Two, do we like the work? And three, do we like the clients? There are so many bad clients, with lots of dough in their pocket and all sorts of problems. And you can go, cultivate them and get off and running. Um, but a few years later, you're just going to hate your life. So it's that idea of have a good idea, be thoughtful before you just decide to run. And thankfully for us, it worked out really, really well. But again, we tried some different things and to give folks in other areas, criminal practice, right? There's very diverse. We did that for all, you got murder down to jaywalking. You got domestics. You've got drug trafficking. You've got on and on and on and on and on. And for us, we chopped off a handful of arms there, thinking this was the way we wanted to go. And some of the paths we took worked out. But as we left a few things by the wayside, we decided, you know what, wait, we missed that, or we like that, or that is really a worthwhile venture opportunity. And just because you amputated it, believe it or not, there is a corrective procedure. Just go back and get it. You can go back and get it. You built it up once, you can go back and get it. So if you did make a misstep, it's correctable.
If you could go back and tell young Chris one thing that would not have wasted that time and allowed him to trust the very first person that said, you should go do this, what would you have said?
I think, there's so many ways to answer that. But I think the best thing someone could have told me at that time, because you're so narrow minded, narrow focused, you're thinking about the wrong things. If someone had said to me back then, this will help you be a better father, a better husband, have a better relationships with your family, that might have been a good why. Because back then, all I could see was I have this deadline, I have this cash flow problem, I have this staffing issue. I'm trying, I'm spinning, I'm working. I don't have time to take on being coached or getting advice from someone else. I'll get to the other side, then I'll do that, but you just never do. So I think for me, it would have been changing the why from don't do this for your law practice. Don't do this for your clients. Don't do it for your team. Do it for whatever you hold near and dear, your family, your pets. You might be a cat or a dog person, but you got to do it for others, not for what you see as important when you're in the fight.